If you want to buy cheap, reliable NBA 2K19 MT, please go to dvdj.com, use the code CRUSH, and if you're not familiar with the process, you can contact them on Twitter. Both links will be in the description. What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're continuing our predicting the offseason series with the Sacramento Kings. Dave Joerger was fired today, so that's going to kind of be the theme of the video. And I will say this one's might be a little bit tough. I'm not sure yet. I do have some things in my mind about the Sacramento Kings this offseason, but quick question for you guys. If Victor Oladipo was healthy, I just thought of this. Would we be saying that I know there's already some people that will say that the Pacers might upset Boston, but would it like be a lock if Victor Oladipo was healthy that they would beat Boston? Because Boston's one of those teams, I think King of the Fourth Quarter said it best on his podcast Through the Wire. Boston is that team that you could see being eliminated in the first round, but it's also that team you could see make it to the NBA Finals. Like, it's just how weird they are. But enough about Boston. They're not really, they're not about this one. So, not about this video anyway. So, we're just going to go ahead and predict or simulate these playoffs real quick. And I might do a predicting the playoffs video Friday. I'm not sure yet. I have no clue. But we'll see. I'm not sure yet. But as far as my second round, this might be what it looks like, other than I'm a Portland fan, so I kind of have to represent my Blazers. A lot of people are picking OKC, which I do understand. OKC is a very good team, and we are missing Nurkic. So I honestly, as a Blazers fan, being unbiased as possible, I definitely could see us losing in the first round. I don't want to. My heart, it's my heart telling me, man, we're not losing, but my brain is telling me there's a good chance for it, because I'm not saying the Thunder are a bad team by any means, because they are a very good team. But as far as this offseason is concerned, we are going to be predicting the Sacramento Kings offseason. So I want to start by doing this already, and that's going to be can I not do it yet? Coaching, front office. Oh wait, staff. Here it is. So Dave Joerger was fired, like I said. I'm not going to worry about everyone else. Just going to worry about the head coach, because that's the important part. Dave Joerger will be fired once we get to there. So as far as player retirements, we got Dirk. Dwayne Wade does retire as well, but that's okay. So as far as league meetings are concerned, let's go ahead and jump into these. Teams are prohibited from trading first round picks in consecutive years. I think that's already a rule in the NBA. So I guess I'll go ahead and prove it, because that's an actual real rule. So 49 yes, 1 no. Opposing teams will enter. Okay, we're not going to read all those. For the draft lottery, I don't think the Kings will have their first round pick. I think it is going to Boston. So let's go ahead and double check on that. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yes, the Celtics are getting Sacramento's pick. I think it might have been lottery. No, not lottery protected. I think if it landed in the lottery, the Celtics get it no matter what. I could be wrong. I don't remember the protections on it. But nonetheless, it is pretty decent there. But for the staff signing, like I said, Dave Joerger is going to be fired, and there's one person I do want out of here who I think has a very good chance at becoming the Kings' next head coach, and he's not here. I'm going to have to do a little tricky stuff here. So as far as the head coaching search, I think the Lakers, like I said, they did fire Luke Walton. So what I'm going to do is go to their staff and fire Luke Walton off their staff, and then try to hire him as my coach if I can find it. Let me just fire him from here, I guess. So then I'll go to the Kings head coach. Let's see if Luke Walton's here now. He is here. Whoa, I want to edit that offer. So Luke Walton, I think, has a very good chance of becoming Sacramento Kings next head coach. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn off my league automation now on the Lakers, because we're not doing the Lakers today. That'll be soon. I don't know when for sure, but we'll do the Lakers soon. But like I said, Luke Walton, big, that would be a big coaching addition, I think, to this team. Luke Walton, he did kind of disappoint, but I wouldn't totally blame it on him. I think coaching LeBron is just a totally different new thing for any coach to deal with. It might be difficult. I have no idea. Did I not load a draft class? Oh, please let me fix that. No, I didn't load a draft class. So what I'll do, guys, I'm going to cut real quick, because we can't do this without loading a draft class. So I'm going to cut real quick. Totally forgot to do that. And I'll be right back. I'm going to fix it.
2 hours later.
All right, I'm back. We finally have, well, not really finally. It didn't take that long. But we do have the right draft class this time. So good stuff there. But like I said, we're not going to have our pick. We have a couple second rounders. I don't know. Maybe we could trade to get into the late first round. I don't know, but I don't know if the Kings would do something like that. Like I said, I don't know if the Kings would be interested in trading into the draft or not. They really don't have any bad contracts. I think the one free agent to look out for as far as Sacramento is concerned is Willie Cauley-Stein. What are they going to do with him? They may re-sign him, and they may go for someone totally different. As far as I am thinking, I think the Kings might go for a different center, but we'll see. As far as the NBA draft, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into it and, you know, maybe take a couple of second rounders here, but I'm not going to try to trade into it because I don't know. That's kind of hard to predict. So maybe like if they were to draft Luka Samanic, I'll go ahead and take him out of Croatia, then maybe take another second round guy, and then that'll probably be it as far as the draft. I don't think the Kings are going to be very good. I don't think they're going to be very big draft players here because they're not going to have a first round pick. And I don't feel like they'd want to trade like Buddy Hield to get into the first round or anything like that. So I don't know. Whoa, rookie signing. We got Jalen Hands. I'm going to go ahead and sign him up as well. And then we'll keep Luka Samanic as well. Harrison Barnes does accept his big contract option. Obviously, kind of expected. Yogi Ferrell, Frank Mason. I think you'd rather choose between one of these guys, and the fact that Frank Mason is a little bit cheaper, I'm gonna go with Frank Mason, and he's out of KU, so I'll do that. Willie Cauley-Stein, like I said, this is the big question. What are the Kings gonna do with Willie Cauley-Stein? And then as far as everything else, you got negative $13.98 million in cap. As far as your free agents, you got Kufos. I don't think Kufos is on top of the Kings priority list. Neither is Alec Burks, I would think. Neither is Corey Brewer. I wouldn't think Troy Williams is either. BJ Johnson, Gabriel, Yogi Ferrell. I don't even think Yogi Ferrell will probably be back with this team. I could be wrong, but Willie Cauley-Stein is probably either you sign him or you don't. And as far as I'm concerned, I think I'm going to move on from Willie Cauley-Stein. I think I'm going to try to go for someone different in the free agency for Sacramento. So when you look at this roster, you got De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield obviously playing the big role as far as that is concerned. And then you have Bogdan Bogdanovic and Harrison Barnes and Marvin Bagley. And then Bielitsa, who played pretty well for you also. And then your center spot, Harry Giles. You know, you could move towards him and say, you know what, maybe we'll just start Harry Giles. Maybe they don't. But I don't think the Kings will be like extreme factors in free agency. But I could also see them being like one of those teams that maybe gets a good, decent pickup. Like, maybe Vucevic would make sense, but I also think Vucevic is probably going to end up back in Orlando. Now, I could see the Kings making a push at getting Vucevic, but Cousins, maybe. I don't know if that would happen. Cantor, Dwight Howard, Cauley-Stein, JaVale McGee, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis. Like, I think the Kings will be aggressive in getting a center. Now, whether or not that'll be Willie Cauley-Stein remains to be seen, but maybe even DeAndre Jordan. Maybe like the Kings want to get DeAndre Jordan for his rebounding and defense because, you know, they already kind of got that as far as scoring. They already got Buddy Hield and what's his name. So maybe DeAndre Jordan makes sense. And it actually is making a lot more sense in my head. If the Sacramento Kings could get DeAndre Jordan, because like I said, they were very aggressive at the trade deadline and trying to make the playoffs. I think DeAndre Jordan would fit well here. So I'm going to go with some DeAndre Jordan. Now, I don't know if the Kings would want to lock themselves into him long term. I don't know if DeAndre Jordan's trying to find a long-term contract, but maybe like a 1-year team option deal would make sense for Sacramento. I think Sacramento is definitely going to be aggressive in looking for a center. Whether or not that'll be Willie Cauley-Stein, I already kind of said that. We'll see. That remains to be seen. But as far as everything else is concerned, like I said, we got Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Marvin Bagley. You could even play him at center, I guess, if you really don't want to re-sign what's his name, but I'm gonna probably just play him at power forward today. So let's go for probably like some backups, and that'll really be it, guys. There's not a whole lot to the Sacramento Kings offseason that I could see happening. They're just not a big market teams. You really don't see Sacramento being aggressive in free agency usually. They're more of a build through the draft kind of team, and that's basically what we might see. So as far Bielitsa, I mean, really, if we could just get DeAndre Jordan, maybe even a different backup point guard or something like that, maybe like just getting someone that's going to come in and be decent, like maybe even Isaiah Thomas, or no, I don't know if that Satoransky, Rondo, Rozier, Trey Burke. I mean, I could see like a guy like Trey Burke coming to Sacramento or something like that. Just something like that. DeAndre Jordan, I just think it makes a lot of sense in a way. I don't know if this will be Sacramento's big splash free agency signing, but I think it does make sense. So we got 1, Frank Mason. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we kind of need 2 more players, like I said, and that's Trey Burke and DeAndre Jordan. Maybe there's someone else out there. Tyreke Evans, you know, he did play his best basketball in Sacramento his rookie season, but I don't know about that. Actually, you know what? The fact that he's so cheap and maybe Sacramento would take a flyer on him, I'll do it. Tyreke Evans coming off the bench. He did, like I said, he played his best basketball in Memphis and Sacramento, so maybe he brings that back alive if he were to come over here, but he goes to the Miami Heat, unfortunately, so that didn't really work. So, you know, you get Danny Green, Wesley Matthews, Caldwell Pope, Wayne Ellington. I think shooting off the bench would definitely be on Sacramento's list. KCP, just one of those streaky shooters that you could go for. Not saying the Kings are getting KCP by any means, but maybe like one of those streaky shooters. You just get Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Actually, I honestly think Caldwell Pope's going to look for a long-term deal. He's been getting enough one-year deals, I would think. He's probably tired of it at this point. De'Aaron Fox, Trey Burke, and you got so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, we definitely have a full rotation. So let's definitely just see how this goes. Marvin Bagley, you're going to play him at the 4. See how he does there. Maybe even have DeAndre Jordan final. Maybe he won't be the closer. Have Marvin Bagley close at the center spot. Really, like I said, the Sacramento Kings I knew were going to be kind of a hard team to predict because they're not really one of those teams that's very aggressive. But if you don't really lock yourself to long-term into anybody like DeAndre Jordan or anything, or just someone out there, you'll be fine. And just wait to see. Maybe Harrison Barnes, Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox for a full offseason, full training camp could be very dangerous next year. It is the Western Conference. Teams are going to get better, but maybe, you know, something happens. So we're just going to see how this team does, basically. I really like this. It doesn't look too shabby as far as what we're looking for. It's really not too bad. Sacramento's got definitely a decent roster. I expect De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield to make more jumps. We got Marvin Bagley, maybe staying healthy all season. He should make a big jump. Maybe start making a big 3 there. So, like I said, I think there's plenty of scoring on the roster. That's why I think DeAndre Jordan would make sense if they wanted a center and didn't want to play Marvin Bagley there. So, Willie Cauley-Stein accepted his qualifying offer. I wasn't expecting that, so whatever. I didn't predict it, but I guess he's back. So maybe you could see that as well. Willie Cauley-Stein off the bench. Maybe. I don't know. So let's go for let's give this to Harry Giles. And then let's give the other untapped potential to Cauley-Stein since he's back. So and then advance to next season. And then let's look at the roster. 9-man rotate, or they want to run 11, but I'm going to run 9. I don't need 11. So Fox, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Marvin Bagley, DeAndre Jordan, Willie Cauley-Stein, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Bjelica, and KCP. But I will tell you this. I would not be shocked if their starting 5 next year looked like this. Bagley at the center spot. You got Bogdan at the small forward and Barnes at the power forward. I would not be shocked at all by any means if this was their starting 5 next year. They felt comfortable starting Marvin Bagley at the center, letting Barnes play the power forward, and Bogdan play the small forward. I actually might do that. I don't know. I don't know. That actually would not be a bad starting 5. It does make sense, but maybe that's their closing 5. I don't know. But I'm going to move. I'm just going to let the CPU rebuild it back to the way it was. But I wouldn't be shocked if that was their starting 5 next year if that's what they wanted to do. But I'm just going to leave it how it is. And let's just see how this team does for a full season. Not expecting them to make the playoffs. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think the Kings even have a chance to make the playoffs next year? I think the Lakers, with LeBron and maybe bringing back someone else, definitely have a shot of getting into the playoffs again. So the Kings are definitely going to be in a dogfight for it. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the end of next season, or simulate to the end of this season. And we'll see what happens. And maybe the Kings will make it. Maybe they won't. James Harden wins MVP. No surprise there. We got Rookie of the Year going to Zion Williamson, this time on the Phoenix Suns. Last video, he was on the Knicks. We got Dennis Schroeder winning 6th Man of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Giannis. And then Marvin Bagley wins Most Improved, starting at that power forward spot. Love to see that. Mike D'Antoni, Coach of the Year. So All-NBA First Team. Here's your guys. All NBA second team. Here it is. All NBA third team. Here it is. All defensive first team. And I wasn't able to do it at the contract extension deadline, but I believe that Buddy Hield will definitely sign a contract extension before free agency hits next year. I did give Bojan Bogdanovic and Harrison Barnes contract extensions. Now, Harrison Barnes is one of those players on the Kings that I could see them being like, maybe he's a nice long-term fit next to our backcourt, or he's not at all. So, and they want to go a different route. But I think he's a nice fit next to him. I think as long as he plays his role, I think he'll be fine. But we got 18 points from De'Aaron Fox, 18 and 8. Buddy Hield was 17.7. We had 16 from Marvin Bagley, 15 from Harrison Barnes, and Bogdan Bogdanovic with 11.7. Cauley Stein, 11.5, and then DeAndre Jordan, 7.5, 10, 1.5 blocks. So, no, we didn't make playoffs, but that's okay. Not really a big deal. Like I said, do you guys have the Kings make the playoffs next year? If I were to predict it right now, I would say no, because the Western Conference is only going to get better. It gets better every year. And as far as the Western Conference is concerned, when you look at the teams out here, I think Houston obviously could still make it next year as long as nothing changes. Oklahoma City, Phoenix may even be competitive if they're able to draft Ja or Zion. We got Utah that's still probably going to be in the mix. Los Angeles, the Lakers with LeBron is probably going to be in the mix. I can't imagine LeBron missing the playoffs 2 years in a row. Denver is going to be in the mix. Portland's going to be in the mix. Clippers I could see falling off if they don't get any max free agents, but Dallas is going to be in the mix. New Orleans might fall off a little bit because they are going to be trading Anthony Davis, depending on who they get in return, though. If they get Jason Tatum, they're going to be in the mix. San Antonio, like, there's just a dogfight. I think Memphis, maybe one of those teams where you're like, yeah, they probably don't have a chance. Minnesota, this is going to be a dogfight in the West. There's like 14. I could make a case for like 14 out of the 15 teams making the playoffs next year. Unless maybe Memphis surprises a lot of people, depending on the package they get from Mike Conley. Like I said, there's 15 teams that can make it. It's just crazy. It's just how it's going to be next year in the Western Conference. So let's simulate these playoffs, though, and let's just see how it goes. Obviously, the Sacramento Kings aren't in here, but if I'm being realistic with myself, I'm sorry if you're a Kings fan, but it's definitely going to be interesting. They'll be in the mix. I'm not saying they're not going to make the playoffs at all, but if I were to predict it as of right now, I would say they probably aren't going to be in it. But I could be so wrong, so please don't take it to heart. So 3-2, and then we got Denver and Portland. Portland winning in 7 games. Portland 1-1, 2-1 for Portland. 3-1. Please make it to the Western Conference Finals. That's what's happening these playoffs, baby. Portland is winning the championship right here. As you... Never mind. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I think we're going to be doing the Miami Heat next. The post-D-Wade era. So, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.